Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm in my office today. It is a gorgeous day, and I thought I would come on live this morning. We've got to get this done. You have to excuse the background of my office. I did not put up my screen, and we are in the process of renovating the office space. I'm trying to get there we go. That's great. You can see it now. I'm trying to get my office renovated. I hope you've been practicing your alphabets. Today, we are going to do the letter O and the letter P. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, and we are going to do O and P. We're over halfway, guys. I hope you've been practicing, and I hope you take a picture and send me a snapshot and let me see your accomplishment. Let me see what you've done. Now I have my pad up, hoping that you can see it better. After looking at the video, that piece of equipment I purchased, I don't see where it's helping me to show you what I have done and how to form your letters. So I'm going to practice each one. Now, guys, you got to learn to sign your name. You've just got to. If you are a teenager and don't know how to sign your name, I hope these little classes are helping. If you know somebody that needs them, please cause them to join this activity and send me a personal message either on Facebook or my YouTube channel and tell me what you need. Tell me if you're learning from this. Tell me if there's anything else I can do to help you. My internet is terrible. My lighting is terrible. My everything. But if I can help, that's what I'd love to do. Just send me a message and send me a snapshot of what you've been practicing. We started with the letter A. Don't forget that tail. Little a, identical. Don't forget the tail. Capital B, smile, down. Lift your writing instrument. Make that first loop. Make that second. Back out to make the tail. Come around to make the tail. It's up to you. Little b, start at line 3, touch the top line, back down, loop out on that center line. B, capital C, down, back up, around, touch that bottom line. Little c, down, back up on that center line, identical to the capital C. The little c is identical to the capital C. It's just halfway. And don't worry that we're using these 3 lines, because once you get it, you can write on anything and the letters will be the same. But the 3 lines help you to see the sides and where you need to be. And once you get it, you've got it. So don't feel like I'm a teenager or I'm an adult and this is just kids play. Once you get it, you got it. D. Remember how we did the D? Smile, down, around, whoop, capital D. Little d. Start at line 3. Come around, up, back down that same line, D. E. Now you are going to have your paper on your desk or tabletop. And what do we write with? Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Your hand is to hold your writing utensil. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the encouragement. I'm trying. E. Capital E. We're going to come down, up, back around. Don't forget that tail. Little e. Don't forget the tail. F. We're going to come down, back up. Like you're making a printed J. And then we're going to add that center line. That's the capital F. Little f. Start at the top line. We're going to come down. F. G. Now you remember the G. There are 2 ways to make the capital G. Down, back up, around to the 3rd line, back down to the 4th line, G. Or, let me see. Let me look at my notes. Sometimes I forget, guys. I'm so sorry. That other G throws me off. Sometimes when I'm cursive writing, I use what's the quickest, easiest way. There we go. They are the G's, remember? Now let's do the other G. The other G, we start on the 3rd line. 1, 2, 3. Start on the 3rd line. And we're going to slant up, make that loop, smile, up. That's that second way to make a cursive G. Now the little g is the same. We're going to start at the center line, come around, up, back down to the 4th line, and don't forget the tail. That's the little g. Now we're going to do H. Let me look at my notes. And you've got to form your letters better than I am. Once you practice, you got it. H. Now, does your name begin with the letter H? Smile. Down. Am I in the shot? Wait a minute. There we go. Oh, my hand is in the way. Okay. Smile down and then move over just slightly. Come down. Loop. That's the capital H. Little h, we're going to start at the 3rd line. Up to the top line, down, and then we're going to come up and make that loop. Don't forget the tail. Capital I. We're going to start at the 3rd line. Come up and around. That one is easy peasy. Let's do it again. I. My sister's name begins with the letter I. Her name is Ida. Little I. Up, don't forget the tail, and dot the I. Got to go by my notes, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to do J. Are you practicing with me? Come on. Sorry, it takes me so long. There we go. J. Now, my middle name begins with the letter J. We're going to go all the way to the third line. We're going to come up, make that loop, down to the fourth line, J. Little J. We're going to start at the third line, up to the center line, back down that same line to the fourth, make that loop, dot the J. Now let's do the letter K. I'm sorry, the letter K. I did a lot of J's. James begins with the letter J. I'm sorry. K, we're going to make that smile. Come down. Lift the writing instrument. Go back to the top line. Down, we're going to make a loop. Whoop, don't forget the tail. That's the capital K, little k. Start at the bottom line. Come up, make the loop, back down. Then we're going to make a loop. Similar, this part is similar to the capital, but this part is done between the center line and the third line. That's why it's easiest to start with the three lines. Robert, can you give me a bottle of water, please? Now we're going to do, can you see it? There we go. You see the K, the little K, this part looks very similar to the capital K, but it's between the second line and the third line. Thank you. Now the letter L. Now my first name begins with the letter L. Let me see, my hand is in the way. Trying to get it where you see how I form the letter. Okay, we're going to come down, back up, around L. Little L, easy peasy, third line up to the top line, loop L. M. M. We're going to smile, come down, back up that same line, don't lift your instrument, loop, loop, don't forget the tail. That's the M. Little m, 3 loops. Start with the third line. Second line, 1. Second line, 2. Back up, second line, 3. And don't forget the tail. N. My last name begins with the letter N. We're going to smile, come down, back up that same line. Don't lift your instrument. Don't forget the tail. N. The N is like the M, but it only has 2 loops. Start with the third line. Up to the second, 1. Back up, 2, and don't forget the tail. That's the N. Now today, we're going to do the O and the P. The O and the P. I guess I should have used the white pad. Let me get the white pad. Let's see. Let's see if you can see it better. And if you're having trouble with any letter, just DM me, send me a message, anything. If you need paper, Let me know, and I promise I'll send it to you. If you need a pencil or a pen or anything, let me know. I'd love to help you to sign your own name. You got to get it. School is starting back soon, and you can do it. The O is easy peasy. Let me see how I can put it so you can see it. We're going to hit the 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. The letter O. Just come around. O. The O is easy. The little O, identical. Easy peasy. Start at line 3, come around. 1, and come around to the line 3. O. Little O, center line, down to the 3rd line. O. Let me go back over here. Line 1, come around to line 3, back up, meet it. O. O. I hope you can see it. Let's do it again. Capital O. Little O. Now form your letters better than mine. And all that needs is practice. Yours will look so much better than mine. And as you're practicing, think about buying your first car, signing your name on the contract. Oh, woohoo. Oh, oh. I was getting ready to say Oscar starts with the letter O. Trying to think of names that starts with the letter O. Do you know any? O. O. Now let's try the letter P. P, we're going to start, let me see, I hope you can see it, with a smile at the top line. Smile down to the 3rd line. And then you're going to lift your writing utensil and we're going to come around. That's the P. Now you could put a tail. Smile down, P. But the capital P doesn't usually have a tail. That's the difference in the capital P and the little p. Everything else is the same. Let's try it again. Smile. Uh-oh, let me see, I'm out of the shot. Smile down, come back up, and make your hump. Smile down, come around, trying to get it in the shot so they look different. But smile down. It's easy. The P is easy. Let me see. All of mine look differently. Let me see if I can make them more uniform. Smile down and around. That's a good one. Top line, smile. That's the smile. Down to the 3rd line, and we're going to make that loop. Smile, down, smile, down. And the reason mine are all slanted differently is because I'm holding the paper. My paper is not on the table, but yours will be even and look better than mine because your pad or paper will be on the desk. Let's try that capital P again. Smile. Down to the 3rd line. The little p is very, very similar. But we're going to start at line 3. That's the top line. That's the center line. That's the third line. Start at the third line. Let me see. It's kind of difficult. Okay, here we go. Start at the third line. We're going to come up to the center line, down to the fourth line, and lift your pen or pencil. And then we're going to come around, and that's when you make that tail. Let's try it again. Start at the third line, up to the center line, down to the fourth line. Then we're going to go around, touch that line, and make your tail. That's the little P. The little P is a little harder than the capital P. Let's try it again. Third line, up to the center line, back down to the fourth line, make your circle, touch that line, and don't forget that tail. Let's try it again. Third line, up to the center line, down to the fourth line, make your circle, touch it, and don't forget that tail. That's your little P. Let's try that again. The little P. You're going to start at the third line. Let me see. Getting away from you. Let me get a new sheet of paper. Let's try this. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, no. Let's see. My hand is in the way. Here we go. We got it. We're going to start at the third line, up to the center line, down to the fourth line. Then we're going to make that circle, touch that line, and don't forget that tail. Am I in the shot at all? Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. Up, down, round, and don't forget your tail. Third line to the top center line, down to the fourth line, around, don't forget your tail. Start at the third line, go to the center line, back down that line to the fourth line. Let's try that again. You're going to start at the center line. I'm sorry, guys. You're going to start at the third line, go up to the center line, down to the fourth line. Let's do it again. I messed you up. I know I did. 1, 2, 3. Those are the lines. We're going to start at the third line, go up on an angle to the center line, come down that line to the fourth line. Third line, up to the center line, back down to the fourth line. Third line, up to the center, back down to the fourth line. And then to finish it off, you go back up here, come around, and don't forget your tail. That's the little P. Let's try the little P again. Third line, up to the center line, down to the fourth line. Lift your pen or pencil, Make that circle, back out. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3 lines. You're going to start at the third line, up to the center line, back down. Now that you don't lift your pen or pencil. Lift your pen or pencil and make that circle. Come around, and then you see you keep going. P, L, A, C, E. Place. That's what the tail is for. You keep going. You keep going. It's just like listening to music. When you learn it, you will have it. Third line, center line, down to the fourth line. Make your circle, touch that line, come out with your tail. Capital P. We're going to smile at the top line, come down to the third line. Smile down to the third line. Smile down to the third line. Lift, make your circle. That's your capital P. But your capital P doesn't have that tail. I'm just so accustomed to making the tail. Let's see. Smile, down, capital P, E, T, E. Not the prettiest, but my cousin's name is Pete. Smile, down. There you go. Make it easy on yourself. So that's the O. Start at the top line, down to the third line, come around. That's the capital O. Little O identical. Center line, around to the third line. That's your little O. So today we did O, little P, and don't forget the tail. We did O and P. Practice a whole page of your capital O, a whole page of your little O, and a page with your capital and your little O. There's 3 pages. Do 3 pages of your P. You can get that done in no time. Next, we'll do the Q and the R. Now, today I went through from the A all the way to the P. You can do it. You've got to do it. You'll enjoy doing it. And like I said, just think about signing your name on the contract when you buy your first car. Have a blessed day, guys. And again, if I can be of help to you in any way, just let me know and we can practice. Tell me what letter your first name begins with. Let me know. Send me a snapshot of your practice pages. And if I can help you, just tell me what problem you're having and I'll do my best. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.